this a matter of aging, or does stress really make you look older? And what does your nervous system have to do with it? Let me explain. Hello everyone, I am Lieve, and at Biochemistry Explained, we make scientific literature accessible. In this video, I will discuss a paper in which researchers from Harvard University discussed their recent findings regarding stress and its effects on turning your hair grey. A phenomenon often cited as being true, but now there is actual hard evidence that it's scientifically correct. I will first discuss the evidence that they obtained that shows that stress makes your hair grey. Then I will talk you through how they discovered the interesting mechanism behind this and how this all links to your nervous system. I can already reveal that we might be more similar to this octopus than you think. But before we begin, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And also, if you want to decide the topic of the next video, please leave a comment below. Thanks! Now, let's start with the video. The first thing the researchers established was that stress can actually induce grey hairs. They used 3 types of stresses, including restrained stress, where the mice were put in a small environment a variety of times, chronic unpredictable stress, which consisted of a variety of random stresses, and finally nociception-induced stress, which was achieved by the administration of a drug called RTX, which is similar to the active ingredient in chili peppers. All stresses caused hair graying, but RTX administration already had this effect after 1 hair cycle. This was the first interesting finding confirming the popular assumption that stress leads to your hair turning grey. However, they wanted to further discover the mechanism behind this. It is known that stress leads to the release of stress hormones from your adrenal gland, a component of your hormonal system. 2 of these hormones are corticosteroid and noradrenaline, which is very similar to adrenaline. In this experiment, these 2 hormones were increased upon RTX exposure, as expected. To further investigate where this hair color change comes from, the researchers started to eliminate a variety of mechanisms that could be involved. But first of all, it is important to further understand your hair. The cells important for hair color are called melanocyte stem cells. These cells can generate differentiated melanocytes which migrate towards the hair bulb. Here, these cells start producing melanin, the pigment that colors newly generated hairs at the root. There were 3 possible mechanisms that could induce this hair graying upon stress. The immune system was eliminated as being involved in this process. They could do this since immune deficient mice, which are mice that lack a proper immune response, still showed hair graying. This showed that an active immune system is not a requirement for the color change. The final 2 mechanistic options are corticosteroid and noradrenaline, which we already saw are increased upon stress by RTX administration. The melanocyte stem cells, which I explained are crucial in hair coloring, do have receptors on which both corticosteroid and noradrenaline can bind. The receptor for corticosteroid, the glucocorticoid receptor or GR, was taken out of the melanocyte stem cells, and the researchers observed still hair graying upon RTX treatment. In addition, when they gave mice extra corticosteroid through their food, no hair graying was observed. These 2 observations eliminate corticosteroid as a key factor in hair graying. This leaves us with the last potential player in this mechanism, noradrenaline. Here they used a similar strategy by eliminating the noradrenaline receptor, the beta-2 adrenergic receptor, from the melanocyte stem cells. This prevented noradrenaline from affecting these cells, and the researchers did not observe hair graying when they gave the mice RTX. When they did not stress the mice in any way, there was no effect on hair graying, suggesting that this pathway only becomes effective under stress. They also checked whether an injection of noradrenaline had the same effect, and as you can see here, it did. When they gave this injection to mice lacking the receptor, the effect was gone again. So now that we know that noradrenaline is crucial in hair graying upon stress, we need to understand where it is released. Removal of the adrenal glands, which I mentioned before are important in hormone release, did not stop grey hair formation upon stress. This triggered the researchers to dig deeper, and they turned to the sympathetic nervous system. This is the part of your nervous system that controls involuntary responses to stress, and it is therefore crucial in the fight or flight response. The neurons involved in this system are known to release noradrenaline, and therefore might be the source that the researchers are looking for. Indeed, when blocking these neurons, no hair graying was observed after RTX administration. Another elegant experiment they conducted made use of the drug clozapine and oxide, or CNO, which can be used to specifically activate these neurons. As you might remember, the same approach was used in the paper I discussed in my video about hibernation. Here they showed that CNO administration led to a depletion of melanocyte stem cells, illustrating that upon activation, the release of noradrenaline by sympathetic neurons affects the number of melanocyte stem cells. The interaction with the sympathetic nervous system might come as a surprise, but in a way it also makes sense. Think about an octopus or squid that can rapidly change its color when it is in a stressful situation. This is also controlled by its fight or flight response and affects pigment-producing cells. The researchers conclude that stress, in the case of this study RTX administration, leads to the activation of the fight or flight response by the sympathetic nervous system, and ultimately the release of noradrenaline. This will affect the stem cell population by overactivation of this reservoir and ultimately uses up this stem cell supply. Therefore, melanocyte stem cells are depleted and pigment production stops, leading to the observed hair graying. A few interesting questions remain after this study. First of all, why does stress lead to hair graying? It is quite obvious that an octopus needs to have the ability to change color for camouflage, and thus survival. In addition, is stress-related hair graying the same as in aging? Aging also induces stress on your body, but it's very subtle and small. It would therefore be interesting to see if it's similar to stress-induced hair graying. So, this is a very elegant and interesting study that proves the myth that stress can make your hair grey. Therefore, I would like to end the video with the advice to stay calm. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like button if you did and subscribe to the channel. If you want to decide the topic of the next video, please leave a comment below. Bye bye!